Alright guys, welcome back. Since the last episode finished, I spent a bit of time in that XP farm again. So we've now got a pretty much perfect helmet. I'm not sure what else we could have on there. And the axe I improved. So it's now got smite 5 and efficiency 5 and mending. So yeah, nearly there with every piece of armour and whatnot. I actually did some work as well. I'm going to reveal it slowly. You'll notice it's a bit of a path now. Some bollards and whatnot. I need to clear up stuff. But yeah, there's a bit of layout to this city now. So I added in all these paths. This area is a bit of a no car zone in my mind at least, because there's just this massive steep hill and no cars coming down there. So it's a bit more flat, and it's just stone pebbled roads instead of like tarmac. I'm not certain what I'll use for the tarmac roads, which will be more around these areas. But yeah, it's starting to come along. As you can see, there's a bit of a city area now instead of just one lonesome, not that impressive building. Also cleared out this area because, well, to be honest, I did it because I needed some stone. But there will be a building that goes here because I'm trying to add a bit of layers to this build. Like that will go down and also come up. So this is like a tight little alleyway. And yeah, so I've added these staircases. I quite like. They look a bit funky now because it's just next to dirt and whatnot. But this will be right up against the wall of this building, so it's hard to. That doesn't really help me trying to explain, but like it will be enclosed, and then they come meet up, and then yeah, we're up at the top of the hill. So I've not added any buildings yet, but that is what I'm intending to do throughout this episode, sort of fill out this area at least. Whether we make it to the second building or not, but I definitely want there to be another structure in place by the time we finish. The colour scheme I'm kind of going with, I kind of want it to go for something a bit darker than what it will be, but we're going to be using you know what? I'm gonna compile them together, and then I'll show you what they are. Yeah, so these are the three sort of blocks I'm gonna be using for like the actual like stone buildings, because obviously these aren't. It's not intended to be sandstone. The idea is it kind of replicates the sort of limestone that a lot of cities use in the UK. Especially northern ones, I think. Obviously, ideally it would be a darker colour for it to match that, but these work well together, and we're not going to have too many massive blocks of just colour. It's going to be fairly detailed, but simply detailed, I think is the way I'd put it. Also, we're going to be using a whole lot of concrete, so like I could have put down every concrete colour, but just imagine an array of concrete, because we're trying to blend in the two parts of the city together, the slightly older stuff and the newer stuff. But on top of that, we're going to have even older stuff into the city, which would be, I'm kind of picturing like the ruins of a castle, or maybe not quite ruins, but a rundown old castle that's stood the test of time, really. I'm not too certain. Like, as I say, I didn't come into this series with a plan. It's just kind of formed in my head as I've played. So yeah, I'm not going to focus on that castle or anything to do with that just yet. I think we need to begin on sort of the base idea of the city, which will be a bit of concrete which kind of replicates the plastic and these blocks. Also, not every building will be this, but I kind of want to make the buildings functional in some kind of way. Like, from the exterior, it might not look like there's I don't know, off the top of my head, like a cactus farm inside. But in reality, yes, a building will be a cactus farm. I'm not sure if I will do it as like facades, or if when I'm making like a furnace room, or like a super smelter, whether I'll make it look like a factory or like a kitchen or what. I need to think about that, but the plan is to have things actually working instead of just an empty city, really. I know how I mentioned in the last episode how it might be difficult to make a gold farm, or more difficult than expected, because you can't get on the nether roof. But one of the main things I'd want that for is for the bartering, so you can get like gravel and blackstone really easily. And I reckon they're two of the blocks which I'll need a fair bit of in this build, because concrete obviously requires gravel, and then blackstone is just a useful dark block, and it could be that I use that for the road. I think that was my initial plan. Could be very wrong, and it's actually quite easy to make a gold farm. Just imagining that would involve a lot of mining out a lot of the nether. I'm not certain. I made my tree farm slightly close to my lava farm, so there goes all the saplings. Okay, so this is where we are now. I've decided to, firstly, I decided to do the corner build. I thought it would make what we have look more finished, so you got the kind of gist for things and how tight quarters it could be. The premise of this is it's going to have two shops on the bottom, so this is going to be like some kind of, I don't know, vegetable shop. Stay with me. And then this is going to be a Chinese food shop. Again, stay with me. And obviously there's going to be pretty much the standard sort of office space looking, or just, the rest of the building built out of these stripped birch and whatnot materials. But that will be housing. It might be a facade, I'm not saying how I'm going to do it, but it'll be housing a kelp and sugarcane farm for the green one, which is the vegetable shop. And then this red one, slightly more niche, is bamboo, but I thought red China bamboo pandas. So that's how I've come to this decision. So basically, below that point is done, I think. Obviously the inside's not, but it's fairly simple in it. But I think having the big contrast between the top and the bottom is good enough detail for something simple like that. But I'm going to sleep, and then I'm going to keep on building this up, trying to keep it as a simple build, but also add the detail where necessary. These pillager guys just keep on spawning. I must have killed like 3 different groups of them in the past hour. This is the point we're up to now. I'm not 100% in love with that bit, but I quite like the sort of indented windows using the walls, like sandstone walls. I didn't realise they would be so good at, adding depth to, a flat surface. It's fairly bland here, just the one window. That's because it would be blocked by stairs. But there's actually enough space for like another door here. So what I might do is add another, or I've already started on it, I just ran out of slabs. Start another little shop or room or something, just to add a little bit of detail here instead of just, another window. Not certain what we can do with it, but I'm sure it would look all right. Maybe a little cafe. I don't know how high this would look, how good this would look going higher. But I think adding another row of windows would be the ideal. So yeah, I think I'll bring it up to the same level all round, and probably a repeat of this window design all the way around. because I think that's half, maybe slightly more. Not certain. I'm not in love with this section though. I wasn't certain how, because the reason it's like that is because it's a bigger section and it's even though the whole thing's built odd. It's because there's a 2 wide window here rather than the 3s and 5s, so it just makes it slightly more difficult. So I could move this over by 1, which isn't too hard, but I don't know. It's not awful, and it'll probably actually be blocked by something here, depending on how high this goes. I can always change it at a later date. Just kind of want to get things filled out for now. Okay, so I've added this next layer and sort of the start of the roof. It's not perfect because it's a really weird shaped building. A lot of the time there will be buildings sort of just joined onto each other, whereas this is just kind of wedged in a small corner. But yeah, the roof will connect to these little spiky bits at the top. It's quite hard to get a view of. I've just had to kind of throw them in where possible, so like some of them look dodgy. I think that one I might bring to a point. It's nearly there. I'm not certain if these are should be windows. I might put them as like grey so that you can't see into them too well. And yeah, I decided to make this little room unbranded as of yet, but it's just something small. Probably not big enough to like house anything that will actually do anything, but I can just make it like a cafe or something really easy. And then that would be the first sort of building that's not just a temporary house, to be honest. I'm happy with how this looks, to be honest. It's not perfect, it's far from it. Like, there's many things I would change if I had unlimited time on unlimited buildings, but for one tiny corner of this city, I think it looks alright. It'll be interesting to see how I sort of improve at building throughout this. Like, I'm not great, but I've also not really built in this style ever before. I really don't like this bit, because each window size or each segment size is different, only on this side. Obviously that's going, but yeah, hopefully I get better, because this is my first time sort of using these blocks whatsoever and trying to actually replicate something that I've seen in real life. I came in here to collect blackstone and got distracted just mining gravel, and found even more ancient debris. Ancient what? Ancient debris, not degree. So only the one this time. Okay, I've added the roof and the glass up there. So I think, bar the interiors, this place, I should light that up, is done from the exterior standpoint. Again, not perfect. I'm not in love with it, but I'm just keep telling myself this is a tiny part of a massive build, and realistically, you'll see it from here, and that looks good. So I'm happy with it. I'm gonna work on the interior here and figure out a way of, putting in the farms so they kind of work down here, and so you can't see so much of them up there. These farms are only going to be small, but especially since I've made these right at the start, we should have more sugarcane than we'll ever need. But if we ever do need more, I can just go away and make a bigger farm. Like, these are just going to be running while I'm in the area. So probably it's more efficient having that thing down there and just hitting it every so often. But the idea is this place actually serves a function rather than just being hundreds of empty buildings, but like a couple chairs I've put in just for decoration or something. So this now works, although I've not actually seen it use anything. I need to add a minecart chest underneath. I want to make the kelp farm here and then the bamboo farm probably across like this, because I think they're all the same design or can be done in the same sort of compactness. Okay, them two stacked together, slightly thicker than I thought it would be, so it's quite close to the window. But again, it's not that noticeable. I just had a look from down there. Unless you're properly staring in, you wouldn't notice anything being up. I mean, at least not compared to before, because all the walls were this colour. And now for the bamboo, we've actually got all the way up there, so I only need a very small one, because I can just use the whole height of the room, just so it like collects tons at once, rather than having to, rather than like I had to do with the kelp and limit it at that height. So, yeah, again, still need to add some minecarts in, but I'm not certain if this one needs one. I know some kelp gets stuck here, but when it breaks the next row, this water flows that way, and I'm fairly certain it collects all of it. Oops. I was just waiting to see if it did happen, because I didn't follow any like tutorial or anything for this. I just figured out this would work. I don't know if it does. There's most definitely a better way of doing it, but yeah, it works fine. I don't have enough iron yet for a bunch of hoppers, and well, I don't have enough iron for anything, is the reality. So both drops are going to have to go into the same chest in here, and I don't have enough iron for the drops to actually come down to the floor or anything, so they're currently stuck in the ceiling. But the functionality is there, and I can just block off this for a bit. Oh, something just happened. We've got 3 kelp. Once I've finished in here, I presume we'll have plenty of time left in the episode, since I've not really shown you all that much of this. So I think we might get started on an iron farm. I've got zero idea on how to make one in Bedrock. I know exactly how to make one in Java, so I hope it's the same. But I have a very strong feeling he's got a trident. I've got a strong feeling he's holding a trident, but I've got a strong feeling that it won't work in Bedrock, the one I know how to make, because nothing ever works. And we got a trident. That's great. I think that's the first one I've actually killed in this world. So to get a trident first time is quite good. This bamboo farm is going to be in front of the window, but I don't think that's the end of the world. It doesn't actually touch the panes, which is the main thing that makes things look bad, and it would just be a bit of greenery or a bit of sandstone. So I don't think that's the end of the world. It doesn't look pretty at all in here. It looks horrible, in fact. But we should never have to come in here again past the point of I need a couple more powered rails, but I'm out of gold, and I need a hopper and a minecart and another hopper, at least one other hopper, in order to collect this stuff. But I don't have any of this, so it's going to have to be returned to. So I'm going to go double check what it looks like from the outside. If it looks horrific, I might just wall it in with some sandstone, or I don't know, I'll figure something out. And then I think we make that iron farm. I just fell into that hole of lava that I've been storing. Yeah, but I think I've got this room sorted for now, at least. Once I've got the hoppers and stuff, I need to sort out the sort of storage. Don't know if I'll do like little barrels, or probably just a line of chests down here, just so I can get the hopper in the wall. But now I need to do in here. It's only a small room, and this back one I'll leave empty for now, because again, it relies on the redstone working, and I'll probably just add chests going down here. So yeah, basically replace the floor and maybe add a plant pot. I was about to go all out and plant both kelp and sugarcane in the plant pots, and you can't do either. I thought you could do sugarcane, and I just guessed kelp you'd be able to, but you can't do any of them. You can't put anything in these things. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever used a plant pot, to be honest. I never go mining for clay, so I never have bricks. But I thought you could just put any plant in. I put the cactus in here because I ran out of bamboo because that's not actually collecting anything. Okay, we've had to go with the tree because the lilacs didn't work either. I'm certain you can put big flowers in on Java. Maybe I'm making that up. Perfect. Nice and fancy. Slightly bland up here, but I've just filled the room with whatever, little cafe or something. And I think that should be the entire building done. At least temporarily. I'm just going to make my first initial iron farm. I'll almost definitely make a new one in the future. I mean, I will definitely, because I'm making it so close to my base. But it seems like the iron golem spawning mechanics are different from Java. So I'm just going to copy a simple iron farm that I found online. It was literally the first, or in the top 3 on YouTube. It's by Avomance. I think that's how you say it. So if this actually works and you want to copy it, use that. I've found one villager to heal. I don't know what the exact cure. That's the one. And I've started the process. I should have waited until I had 2 because I only have the 1 weakness potion, which I've now used. So I'm just going to wait around this guy till he turns so he doesn't despawn. But he does have an arrow in his hand, so I don't think he should anyway. I'm not certain if this guy's locked to being I think it's a cleric. I think that's what he's dressed as. Because all the other ones I've converted have leather worker. Yeah, he's still got a... Oh dear. He's still got a job as a leather worker. Oh dear. You were meant to be safe in a hole. Oh dear, I'm gonna kill him myself. What am I doing? Come on. Okay, that'll do. Oof, he's probably nearly dead. Yeah, I thought he was a cleric. He could have been dressed as a leather worker. So I don't know if I can change his profession. But I don't think it makes a difference when it's, iron farm. We'll see. Apparently I need 20 beds and 20 work benches or whatever the villagers work at. So I've just been running back and forth to these 3 sheep. There's one over the hill. Just while I've been collecting other stuff for it. It's a bit of a strange farm because this definitely wouldn't work in Java because I need access to the beds, so I'm not certain if this is actually fully functional. I've not tested it. It looks like it works from the video, but I'm skeptical. I wish I'd started farming carrots a long time ago. So I got plenty from that zombie farm, and I had some beforehand. But I'm going through my entire bone supply bone meal supply, when I don't have a good way of getting bones yet or anything, just to get all the carrots I need for breeding villagers. The good thing is I've got some of these insane hoes that have Fortune 3 on, so I'm getting a lot of carrots each time. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have enough, even with all my bone meal, because I only had, I had exactly a stack of bones, sorry, so 3 stacks of bone meal. I think I'm just shy of how many carrots I need. I've got 5 stacks pretty much, and it said 6 in the video. It's night time, so I'll go hunting some skeletons some more while I look for that second zombie villager to... Oh, actually I need a potion. I didn't think about that. Because I moved the brewing stand, I've not got any blaze powder in it anymore, and I used them all on Eyes of Ender, like just because I'd need them eventually. So I can't actually brew anything at the minute. So either I need to get lucky and find a witch next to a zombie villager, or I need to transport one all the way over, which is not going to be fun. Oh no, there he is. I found a zombie villager, but I've not seen a witch this whole time. So we might be struggling. Okay, so I've managed to trap the villager in a hole just in time for, well, daytime, so he won't burn up. So I've got two options. I just let him despawn and go to the nether during the day and try and get a blaze rod. And the other option is wait until the next night time. I decided just to wait it out. So it's the next night now, or just about to be. He's still in that hole. Only thing is I can't leave this area really. And I'm not seeing a witch immediately. What on earth? There's 3 just spawned in here. Was that a witch I saw? There is a witch. Okay. I could get multiple here. Or at least give me a better shot at hitting the weakness potion with one of them. That's crazy. One of these, like, none of these are even the one I had before. He's the other side of that hill. Oh no, he's here. 4 villagers right next to each other. That's literally, like, insane. Where'd that guy go? Please say he didn't despawn. I thought he was, like, right here. No. Don't do this to me. You've got to be kidding me. My game crashed. And I can't find the villagers, the zombie villagers again. I saved, because pausing doesn't work. I click save and it just crashed as I did it. Because I wanted to check the video to see like where I'd seen the villager. No way. That is ridiculous. I want to cry. Okay, I found a witch again. But no sign of a zombie villager. Oh, I didn't realise how big a throw he had. If I attach him with a lead, I think I can. I can't. Oh, he's poisoned himself now. What's going on? What's going on? Like, I spend 2 nights looking for witches and then 3 of them occur at once. Yeah, I can't get a zombie villager to them. Oh, this game's having me on. That crash. I was surprised it crashed, yes. I was also... Ooh. Okay, I thought maybe it dropped a weakness potion. Like, it crashed, but I didn't think that would despawn all the mobs. And it definitely did, because like, they were right beneath me. Oh, I hate this game sometimes. Right, because I don't reckon we can get to the nether and back again in 10 minutes. This will be probably a 20-minute endeavour to try and get 1 or half a blaze rod, because I don't even need it for the brewing stand, I just need it for brewing. Right, I think it was this way. I've got a very vague memory of this place. Okay, I've found the tunnel down to the fortress that I made. It's a terrible fortress. It's a horrible place to go. That's what the achievement is. Oh dear. Okay, not this way. I wonder if maybe while I'm here, do some wither skull hunting. Like go out my way to actually fight with the skeletons. Because I've got the Link 3. And it would save me another trip, which I really don't fancy doing. we have our first head. I think I might, yeah, stick around, because this only took like 10 minutes. I'm not really losing that much health. I say that as I catch fire, but I've got a lot of food, to be honest, like nearly half a stack. So I think I will try and get 3 with the skulls. Oh, there's a second, literally like 3 minutes later, I found my second one. I ran in this room, there were like 6 or 7 of them, and yeah, I think it was the last one that dropped. I might die actually. Let's do some Fortnite building and we'll be safe. Wow. We have 3, let me show you. Yeah, up to 3. That really didn't take too long. So it's time to head back, and hopefully we've caught the next night pretty much exactly. Considering the amount of blazes we killed, and we've got looting 3, we only came away with 16 blaze rods. Like, that's tons, so we won't need that many. It seems quite low, because I reckon I killed like 30 or 40. Oh. At last, we can finally start doing some brewing. Well, I guess we did get the wither heads, but it would have been way quicker just to bring a villager over. Ugh. Maybe just mine some iron instead of making an iron farm. That would have made it so much easier. It was only to make like 5 hoppers or something, but this will stand us in good stead for the future. And pretty much perfect timing. It's starting to go dark. Now, if you could just if you could just spawn me a couple of zombie villagers like right away, it would make my life so much easier. Oh, we found 2 actually. That's good. Okay, that's both of them in a hole. That took way longer than it should have, and one of them's probably nearly dead. Right, they're both being cured now, so I'm just going to wait by them. Oh, I think I caught that. Them stupid things knocked me in this hole. Right, I'm going to leave the guy that's underground there, I'm going to leave him underground for now. And I'm going to try get these 2 into that hole. Perfect. Although it may have taken longer and been a big pain getting these guys, I'm glad I didn't have to go all the way to the village. Oh, he might die if he goes into that corner. Oh dear. And that's why we've got an insurance one, because he could very well have died there. Now for the second one, and I'll try not to whack him with an axe, because I think this is the weaker of the 2. Oh dear. Get off the boat. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah, he did become a Fletcher at least. I wasn't certain if he'd keep his original farmer thing. Now for this guy, I'll give him a path out. No, come back. Okay, please. Please don't just last minute. There we go. Oof. I'm awful at this. He could well have died of fall damage there. The whole reason the water's down here is so he doesn't. Okay. I could make health potions, but I don't care. And now we throw them a boatload of carrots. 6 stacks minus 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make babies. Please. Yes. We have baby. Come on. Not only have they made babies, they've also made a cat. Yeah, in that corner. Bit strange, but good for them. I'm not certain why it says that guy's still a fisherman, I think it is. But we've got a whole lot of babies, and none of them have grown up yet. So they've been breeding proper quick. I think iron golems only spawn once they're grown up. And I might have to kill that guy and breed up one more. Because I don't know why he's not got a workbench. Unless maybe he's connected to the bowels back at my, like the pub house that we've got. Right, fingers crossed. Nah, he's still a fisherman. Might need to farm up some more carrots and kill off him. Okay, so there's now 2 Fletchers, and I just killed off the fisherman guy just in case that would affect anything. I'm going to throw in a bunch of stuff. I don't know if this is going to work because there's so many of them. And I think a baby picked it. Oh no, they're throwing stuff. So if they start breeding, then this farm should work. And if it doesn't work, at least we've got a bunch of villagers. It was a very simple thing to make. Let me light this up. Like literally, you've got the 20 beds below, 20 fletching tables, that's what it is, some water, some lava, and a very small hole. So, oh, I shouldn't have gone in there, but that's what I mean. Oh, I'm going to die in my own hole. What's going on? Okay. Yeah, I'm going back in the hole. If I can. If I can. We have our first golem. Great. So, oh, another one. So it actually seems to be fairly quick. I know these are only the first 2, but if they carry on like that the whole time, and we get some string from cats. Delightful. Yeah, actually, this is looking fairly consistent. I think that's probably 2 at once. I'm just sort of in awe of how well it works for how simple it is. So I'm going to end the episode here. We've got start of the city, really, because that's just one building. But when it's more than one building, it begins a city. So, yeah, city begins. We've got a bit of path, pavement, whatnot. We've got all the wither stars, with the skulls, sorry, which is big. We've got a cat farm and an iron farm. Looking good. So I'm going to AFK, I think, overnight here. I'll maybe see if there's any very simple AFK farms I can set up while I'm there. I don't know, carrot farm, or I don't know if that's possible. But, oh, actually, I'll get that bamboo farm functional, and then I'll AFK, just so we're actually doing stuff while we're here. Cool. Very happy with that. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm sure we'll be doing more exciting things. Bye.